In this video, I'm going to be sharing about my trip to Scotland, and we went to Edinburgh and Dundee. These two cities are in Scotland, and our journey started from Helsinki airport in Finland, and we flew directly to Edinburgh airport. And after that, we took a bus to Dundee, which is in the northern part of Scotland. Since we live in the northern part of Finland, we took a train from Kokkola to Helsinki, and at the Helsinki airport we took a Finnair flight to Edinburgh. That is Helsinki airport. It's very clean and organized and really pleasant to be there. It's very pleasant. There's no congestion at all as compared to other airports I have been to. And that's the Moomin World. The first thing that you see as you enter the duty-free section of the airport. And since we had a longer waiting time of around 3 hours, then we took one of the lounges, and from the lounge you can actually see Finnair flights or aircrafts outside. And that's a Moomin World also. And we took our flight. Helsinki airport at night is the skyline is very beautiful, and the lighting and everything, so it was really nice to see from above at night. And we arrived at Edinburgh. From Edinburgh we were waiting for a bus, so we took some coffee from this Black Sheep coffee house, and we arrived at Dundee. So Dundee was our first destination. So we went sightseeing in Dundee. So that's one of the streets in Dundee. The market square, that giza in Swahili means darkness. So it was very interesting to see. And after that we went to St. Paul's Cathedral, quite big, and we just took a walk around the city. And on the streets you can see some street arts or street drawings. There were quite many of them. We saw in another part of the city also the similar drawings. Then we went window shopping. And basically we didn't have to hire a taxi or take a bus. Dundee is quite small city, so you can basically walk around and find your way from the hotel where we were staying. So it was quite relaxing. You don't have to worry about booking a train or a bus or taxi. So you just walk around. And this was very interesting to see in one of the restaurants we visited, that if there is no cure, then if whiskey cannot cure, then there is no cure. And Hamptons, we were staying at the Hilton by the Hamptons, and this is one of the favorite places I visited. Magman, I don't know how you pronounce that. It's a museum, and there are all kinds of things there. It was quite beautiful. And something interesting about the museums there in Dundee is that you don't pay anything. You can just give a donation, but you don't have to pay like an entry fee like in other countries. It was interesting to see all those animals and the paintings. Absolutely beautiful. And after that we decided to grab some lunch. And something interesting about the menus in Dundee is that after every meal, or rather on the menu, they write the kilocalories of every meal. Then we went to visit the B&A waterfront. This is a very relaxing area to walk around, and this building is actually a museum. So we walked around it, and then later on we went inside to see what was there. Very huge building, and something interesting about the building is they have used actually concrete blocks, like on the outside, the ones you can see, like the base. So it's made like a ship floating on the water, but it has like the concrete blocks on the sides. It's very beautiful. And from the other side, then you can see the sea. Yeah, we're trying to fit both of us on the video, but it seems we are not fitting. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It was really beautiful to see this. So from there you can see the bridge, Dundee Bridge. And that's the railway station from Dundee. And on one of the days we took 3-kilometer walk. I think it was 3 kilo or more, but it was very tough because like we were going uphill, so it was a bit challenging, especially for if you've been eating very well not exercising. So it was a bit of a challenge, but we got to the top, and from the top they call this Dundee Law. It's a memorial park, rather memorial site for the World War heroes. And from there you can see the city, like gives you a panoramic view of Dundee city. So the law, that's the Dundee Law, the writings about it. Stands very majestically. So you can see from the Dundee Law the rest of the city, and the bridge that we were seeing when we were down there by the beach, you can see it at the far end, and the rest of the city is also visible. And yeah, this is some of the street paintings that we saw. And after that we were so exhausted, we went for dinner, and I can tell you this place has the best beef and french fries. They were so tasty. And after that we were a bit exhausted and it was time to go home, so we went back through the waterfront to see the bridge and like the sea at night, how it looks like. It was very beautiful. Yeah, that's the B&A museum or the waterfront, and that's the bridge. You can see the cars going there. And it was time for us to come back to our hotel. So join us in our next video as we explore Edinburgh. And if you're new, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and put the bell so you don't miss a thing. Thank you very much. Welcome back. Join me as I explore the capital city of Scotland, Edinburgh. It's a city that needs no introduction. It's a UNESCO World Heritage, home of the famous Edinburgh Castle, the Royal Mile, and the National Museum of Scotland. You've probably seen the pictures, watched the videos, and read the reviews. But amidst all the popular tourist destinations, there are hidden gems waiting to be discovered. And I'm sure you've been there. You spend hours researching online, scrolling through travel guides, even watching some TikTok videos to find the places to go. But in this video, I'm going to show or share with you the places that I was able to visit. So as usual, we started our journey from Helsinki and we traveled to Dundee. So Dundee was our first destination in Scotland, and from Dundee we used a train from Dundee to Edinburgh. And you can see the views. If you've not watched my previous video, I did a video on Dundee and I explored a few places in Dundee that you can also check. So I'll put a link on the video that I did on Dundee, so you can also experience Dundee, which is in Scotland, the northern part. So we arrived via train to Edinburgh, and then we were staying at a waterfront hotel, and we took a taxi from the train station to the apartment that we were staying. So that is the city center of Edinburgh, and you can see the buildings. They are quite unique and it really shares a lot of history. It's almost like castles side by side, even though they're just normal buildings that are used like the shopping complexes. And something that we noted was that the traffic really flows. People or the drivers follow the instructions like for driving, unlike in other countries where people just drive like that. This was our first time to visit Edinburgh, and it was very exciting since I'd never been there. And as a Kenyan traveling to Scotland, you actually require a visa for you to travel there, even though Kenya is a previous British colony, but we cannot just travel to United Kingdom or its other countries. So I had to get a visa, and for me, before I can travel. And I can tell you, it's not very cheap. Even if you're traveling for 1 day or whatever number of days, then you have to get a visa. And I can see that it was worth the struggle and all that, because we had a very big reason why we wanted to travel to Scotland, even at that time. And we had our friends telling us that Scotland at this time is not the best time to go. It's rainy, it's cold, it's windy. And actually we got to experience all that, even though we made the best out of it. So we're still in our taxi heading on the northern side, I think. If it's not the eastern side where we were staying. We're staying at the Leith waterfront, one of the hotels there. And the city is packed with history and culture and beautiful sights, as you can see. And some of the things that we were able to see, the things that you must see when you're in Edinburgh, is the Edinburgh Castle. We were not able to go inside the castle, but we went up to the entrance. We were not able to book the tickets since we had a very short time or short notice for the travel. So the Edinburgh Castle offers a chance to explore back to history, and you're able to see the city from there. It gives you panoramic view of the city, so you're able to see that. And it was very surprising to see that there were so many tourists, even though, as they say, the weather was not very good. So you can see people really wearing a lot of clothes, but it was fully packed. They were not admitting or selling tickets anymore from the entrance. So if you didn't have a ticket in advance, you're not able to go in. And you can see the views from above at the Edinburgh Castle. They were actually like really breathtaking. It was, I think, worth it, even though we were not able to go in, but it was enough good to see just the city. And before we left the Edinburgh Castle, then we had to experience the Scottish whiskey experience. So we went to the Scotch whiskey experience. It's a store, and you can actually take a tour of or do a whiskey tasting. So we had a long day ahead of us, so we didn't do that, but we at least explored to see all the kinds of Scotch whiskies that were on sale, and we were able to get some gifts to bring home. And after that, we took a walk around the city. That is the Scots Monument, or Edinburgh Monument. There were actually two monuments. So the Charlton Hill also gives you a higher ground where you can see the rest of the city from above. And after that, because it was so cold, we had to grab some coffee or chocolate, and this was one of the best coffees and chocolates I've had in a long time. And of course, with travel comes window shopping and shopping. So we went to this mall, and there were actually so many people. It was difficult to even move around, but yeah, we went for window shopping. And that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave us a comment, or if you've been to Edinburgh, what was your experience? So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.